Hey guys, this is Cameron with CBeam Reviews, and I'm here to present a very special Q&A with Rob Paulsen and Maurice LaMarche.
Yes, my friends.
Narf!
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yes, we hope you enjoy it too. Try to remember that Mr. LaMarche only had like 3 hours of sleep last night, so that's why I chew my tongue halfway through. And another thing I want to show you, Cameron, is that you seem to have a little bit of me on your shirt.
I got
to see if I can clean that off somehow.
I think I want to leave it on.
Wait a minute,
Yes.
I don't see any pinky.
There is no pinky.
Now wait a minute.
This is a brain shirt.
It's a brain shirt.
Yes,
brain-
occasionally.
I don't give a shit about your bloody
I have my
brain
own
shirt.
unauthorized merchandise.
Yes. Well, you know what I have to say to that about Cameron and his camera?
Narf?
Yes, narf. Point. I got some love from the brain. Ah!
I'm going to go ahead and bring him out. Let's hear it for Rob Paulsen and Maurice LaMarche.
I'm shaking everybody's hand.
On stage in half an hour. We'll be done.
We really need to have Purell.
So we are going to take audience questions. We don't have a microphone set up here in the audience because I'm using the third mic. So if you want to start lining up about halfway back in this aisle, if you've got questions, you guys in the audience, I'm going to bring it down to you, okay? So to start off with, you guys, how early was the partnership? What it's become? Was it pretty instantaneous when you guys were paired on a particular project?
We met in the nursery.
Toronto General Hospital.
When we were within hours of each other. Brothers from other mothers.
That's right.
We got a couple of years on that.
I got 100 years on you.
All right.
I mean, people don't know this, but I, in fact, was the entertainment at the Last Supper. It was Shecky American Theater.
There you go.
Jesus, what a party.
The audience crucified him.
Yeah. We had karaoke machines back then, and everything was great until Judas decided to do Backstabbers. And I thought, Maurice and I actually met on Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and we, with John Aston, who played the part in the movie.
Yeah,
we
totally hit it off.
And I'd never seen him before. Even though he'd been working in cartoons a little longer than me,
I think so. Mo was a very successful stand-up comedian before he started doing cartoons, and I had just begun doing them, but we met there, and we met as a result of our mutual love of British humor.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, who's this guy? And I was just getting my feet wet in the animation business, and I'm going to kill my phone right now. I can't believe that happened.
Oh, look, it's the IRS.
It's Howie Mandel, actually.
Oh, yeah. Now that's cool.
There you go.
Howie Mandel is calling Maurice
Yeah, he's
LaMarche
his travel
right
safe,
now.
my friend. I was telling him that I told Howie that Christopher Lloyd says hello to him, which he did. And he says, how did he get in the loop? I'm doing a comic con in Dallas. He's here signing photos. We chatted about Cuckoo's Nest, Taxi, and Walk Like a Man. I said, have you ever seen Walk Like a Man? Howie Mandel and Christopher Lloyd's movie. And then he said a warm, real nice guy. Rob Paulsen and I are about to do a Pinky in the Brain panel for I said 500 people. I think I got
580.
There you go. About 200 married. And he says hi to him. So anyway, this is travel safe, my friend. So
That's very nice.
So
Now,
Howie Mandel.
Now, as our mutual friend, this is a whole name drop joke. As our mutual friend Dave Coulier would say, he said, I gotta stop dropping names. Bob De Niro told me that.
Not to do that. Anyway, with everything.
I know you're just going to list off the entire cast of audience.
Yeah.
Silence to the damn phone. So anyway, I look over and I go, who's this guy? And at one point, I think I said something like, what's the worst job you ever had?
And I knew immediately what he was talking about because that was a line from two of our favorite comedians, Peter Cook and Dudley Moore. And so I said, the worst job I ever had was I had to collect up all the Fleetwood so Winston Churchill would go down every night and next to his bed.
Well, I was offered that job the whole time. I won't take it. I would not, as a human being, go around with buckets collecting up all that phlegm. I won't have it. So, and then he goes.
You guys are going,
and by the way, that's That's the clean part of the sketch. So Peter Cook and Dudley Moore, we are from Arthur, Peter
Right.
Cook.
And by the way, do your impression of Arthur, Dudley Moore doing Arthur and drunk.
No. Can you wish you would be? Oh, no, I'll do. This is fun. This is fun, the best thing to have. We clapped like 500 people. It's great. So Peter Cook and Dudley Moore had a very legitimate show called Good Evening.
Yes.
That they took around the country and played
Beyond the
various
Fringe,
guests,
you know.
Beyond the Fringe. But they had a tendency when they were recording their albums to go out and have dinner and have a few drinks, and then come back into the studio at night and just the engineer and them just roll tape and then just improvise the filthiest improv. And they even named these characters Derek and Clive because they didn't want it to be known as them. So they named these two guys that were just talking filthily back and forth to each other, Derek and Clive. It was an underground tape before it was an album. And the fact that he knew all the Derek and Clive stuff as well as I did.
Yeah, it was
This is my kind of guy.
Yeah.
So that was where the bond first started.
That's why that's important, because that initial bonding experience was like, holy, I found my spirit.
That's right.
It was great.
Yeah.
And so it really has, the reason that in the context of what we're talking about, it's important because it solidified this incredible friendship. And that love for one another is precisely what drives Pinky in the Brain. And ultimately, we're talking about a show today, you guys, of which there's not been a new episode made in 20 years. And the fact that it brings so much joy to people here who are very young and enjoying.
And are discovering the show now on Hulu.
It's fantastic.
You know, it's fantastic. And Netflix last year, but now it's on Hulu. The entire Spielberg library is on Hulu.
On Hulu right now.
So subscribe.
Brain orders you.
Or I will destroy you.
Yeah.
But there was a little stop along the way to Pinky in the Brain where we got to play, you know, kind of guys who were tied at the hip hop show. How many of you guys remember a show called Tasmania? It was the non-Spielbergian kind of stepchild of Warner Brothers Animation in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And we were the Platypus Brothers! We played two platypuses who both had that Daffy Duck-like
I think it's
list.
platypi.
Platypi.
Yeah.
It's true, we were platypi. And we had Daffy Duck type.
We all spoke like this.
That's right.
You don't forget
everybody with a bill.
Sorry, in the front row, it's turning out to be a Gallagher show.
And they completed each other's songs, which you know, fit our dynamic because that's what we do. You know, we complete each other's senses. What's going on, sir?
I don't know.
I can tell you rather precisely. Next door we have the kids from Stranger Things, everybody. Yeah.
Screw them. You got nothing to say.
Just freaking great.
Gotta compete.
Anyway, sorry, Moses. We got.
I know that's all right. The Platypus Brothers took a break.
Yeah, no, it is an absolute. Maurice and I have done these types of things many times, and it is always just a complete honor and a privilege. And always, when I get a chance to work with Maurice, it's just it really a magical experience. You can do it with somebody who's one of your best friends ever in the world. It's a cool thing. It's great. Yeah.
We'll say
If
I love you, Brian.
My pal.
one of the number one questions that you get asked at these shows all the time is, I want to be a voice actor. How do I be a voice actor? And from listening to Talking Tunes, the greatest podcast in the universe.
Oh, God bless you. Right, D. Bradley Baker, the inimitable, the only inimitable-ish person of D. Bradley Baker is Frank Welker. And I think that D and Frank have such an incredible skill set. D. Bradley Baker's, as Moises said, website, iwanttobeavoiceactor.com, is a really great resource. D knows exactly what he's talking about. It's real-time info, it's free, and it's a great place to start. Yeah.
Now, that aside, you guys, I find any voice actor I talk to, you've all got different origin stories as performers. Not everybody starts wanting to be an actor. Some people, Steve Bloom started as a musician.
Right.
He was a sound engineer.
He's going to be on my podcast next weekend.
He's a great guest.
He's phenomenal talent.
I've had him as a guest in my home, so I know he's a good guest. Steve's great, he's one of the sweetest guys. For all those characters he does with that gravelly voice, he's the neatest, sweetest, great guy. Little Jewish fella. He's great. He keeps the Shabbos. He's a nice man.
I'm curious about your origin stories as a performer. You know, how far back does it go for you wanting to be an actor, wanting to be a musician, wanting to be a stand-up? What was it that started you on this path to being a performer?
Well, for me, I just, go ahead. It's probably not a head though.
That's my
Because I turned off my radio, so it's called. I need to talk to Mo. No, wait, what? No, okay. That's the 80s how he met. The glove on his head with hair, and that was his act. I just, I was a kid who wanted a lot of attention. I knew that if I could, my mom was a bit of an anger issue. And I knew if I could make her laugh, she couldn't be mad. So I was constantly trying to bring laughter into the home. And then I had trouble at school. And all I wanted to do was make people laugh, so they wouldn't be mad at me for not getting the work. And it was all about laugh. So just, to me, the sound of laughter, it's a way of validating that I'm okay. And
Chili's now.
I'm not going to pay on
okay. So when I discovered that, I did a couple of school shows. I did stand-up comedy in the high school writing at 15 years old. I had 3 impressions. I did Peter Falk, Ed Sullivan, and who else was in that act? Paul Lent, Uncle Arthur. Anyway, and it was just, I stood up in front of people at 15 years old in a little suit, told jokes and did impressions, and I got a standing ovation because I didn't suck ass completely. And when I saw that, when I saw people actually get out of their chair,
Boom.
I was like, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. I suck at everything else. It doesn't get anything to do with schools.
When you do something like that, as many of you out there who are performers know, when you do something like that, as they say, it's kind of a underworld saying, it's true, first one's free, baby.
That's right.
And then after that, I'm telling you, and it is a drug in the most wonderful way. And because when you're lucky, you get to do it like this, it is never not fantastic. It's just incredible.
So they opened up a comedy club in Toronto called Yuck Yucks, and I went down and I did a tryout night. I was made popular immediately again because I didn't suck. It was just like, oh, an impressionist, and we're just starting doing comedy in Canada. There was no stand-up comedy, so an impressionist, you get to be Canada's first impressionist. There you go. And
No pressure.
no pressure at all. So I became addicted to that. Stand-up comedy taught me a lot about timing, and the impressions were fun. I think I made more impressions the impressions than I did the material. One night when I moved down here to Los Angeles, because I figured I'd done all I could in Canada, the voiceover agent from the Maurice LaMarche just sitting in the audience, and she said, with all those impressions you do, if you just like cross-pollinate them and create new characters, you could do voiceover work. So she set me up for a full year before I ever got a job, but it's okay because I was still a comedian and touring with Rodney Dangerfield at that time. So I wasn't worried, I wasn't like fretting about the voiceover thing. I just go out because she asked me to, and I wanted to make her look good. And then finally got a Southwest Airlines commercial. It was the first voiceover thing in America that I should say that I did have a quick stop in animation in Canada for Nelvana Films. I did 2 of their specials because they saw me at Yuck Yucks, and it was a roast. It was called Easter Rabbit Roast, Easter Fever, and I played Don Rickles and Steve Martin as Don Rattles, a rattlesnake, and Steve Martin, a horse. And
Steve Martin.
And, I am one wild and crazy horse. And then that was it. I moved from Canada here, and year ago. But I booked a Southwest Airlines commercial, and then an episode of The Littles, and then one with Wolfman Jack. He had his own cartoon show, and then the Chief on Inspector Gadget. And that led to the same company did Real Ghostbusters and Econ, and then the ball was rolling. You know, and if you just show up on time and you know and read the lines properly, don't suck. My whole career's been about not sucking. That was they just once you're in, you kind of come back to the same pool, and so that's where cartoons came from for me. It's been a great little side trip that has become the main trip. You know?
How far back does the addiction go for you, Rob?
Well, not too dissimilar. I started as a singer, and I learned to read music at a very young age, and was involved in choir at school. And my parents were very smart in that they encouraged my siblings and me to. They said, "Look, you can listen to as much Led Zeppelin and Beatles and The Who and Genesis and Jeff Lynne as you like all day long as you also listen to Rachmaninoff and Shostakovich and Debussy and Gershwin and Johnny, all the great songwriters, and so I did. And so I have a deep love just of performance and of music, and I am as deeply moved by Mahler as I am by Julie Stein. It's crazy how great, it's crazy. I'm all of a sudden talking about So I became a singer, and I love to sing. Singing is kind of my drug. Music is kind of my drug, and I had the same experience with Mo. It didn't take very long for me to kind of go, wow, this is cool. I love the experience of being on stage. I love music, and I don't even have to be in a very good band, but if my jeans are tight enough, my hair is long enough, chicks dig me. Now you're talking. The only other thing I wanted to do was be a professional hockey player, because I grew up in Detroit, and I was a big, matter of fact, Mike Rodano, the former captain of the Dallas, he's from Livonia, Michigan, where I grew up. And I had neither the talent nor the temperament nor the dental insurance to make a dime as a hockey player, so I fell back on something like performance and acting, but I was inspired by Rocky Bullwinkle, all the Looney Tunes stuff, and started doing theater, and coupled my love of music with theater, did that, traveled around the country for a few years, moved to Los Angeles in 1978, 40 years ago this year, and came there ostensibly to do live action, and that's what I was doing. Matter of fact, Rick Anderson and I did an episode of MacGyver back in 1986, St. Elsewhere, Hill Street Blues, and all that stuff, and a lot of on-camera commercials. But you learn pretty quickly that Hollywood is full of average-looking white kids from Michigan, want to be in the moving picture business. And so when the opportunity came up to read for cartoons, it wasn't that I didn't want to do them. There was only ABC, CBS, and NBC Saturday morning, essentially. And the first cartoons I got were G.I. Joe and Transformers in the mid-'80s. And
not a bad roll to dice.
Not at all. And I'm working with Peter Cullen and Frank Welker and Michael Bell and Jack Angel and all these great actors. And I thought, wow, this is really cool. And one thing led to another. And then about 10 years into doing animation, I thought, I'm just going to stay here. And now, at 104, nobody still cares about it. It's not about this. It's about this, and your love of talent and developing your talent and working with world-class talent. A high tide raises all boats, man. You can hang with Billy West and John DiMaggio and Frank Garber and Fess McNeil and Jess Harnell and D. Bradley Baker and all these people.
Can you sing that with us?
Yeah.
Just Harnell and Maurice and
They make me better, and I'm as driven to be good at this job at 62 as I was at 22 when I moved to LA. And as Mo described, this sort of wrong. If you want to really do this, it isn't like American Idol, and that's not a diss on American Idol. It's a really remarkable circumstance, just like Star Search was. Our mutual friend Brad Garrett won Star Search, So if that had been around when I was a young singer, I would have auditioned as well. But a career is not a sprint. It's a marathon, man. And what a great name for a movie. And so
You'll have a sudden urge to go for a demo.
yeah. So I could do this. Mel Blanc worked until he was probably in his late 70s. And June Foray, God bless her, just dropped, punched her ticket last year at 94. So we can keep doing this for as long as they'll have us.
George O'Hanlon
George O'Hanlon
went out with his boots on.
I was in the studio at Hanna-Barbera the day that George O'Hanlon died. The fellow we're talking about was the person, George Jetson.
Were you in the session?
Yeah, we were using the Hanna-Barbera studios to record Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Sue Blue, our director, we had just done a table read and we were walking into the recording studio.
No, that's just kidding.
What's that? What did I say?
Try to say is that our director Sue Blue.
Oh. No, our directors didn't blow.
Said Sue Blue, our director.
Whatever, look, the girl's gotta make a living. So, I beg you.
There, Maurice picked it up.
Thank you very much. See, it never stops. And her name is BLU.
Yes.
So, our director, Sue Blue. The next guy who walked in the room. No, our director, Sue Blue, came and turned. She said, "We can't go to the studio." She said, "Well, George O'Hanlon was there doing. We were working on a Jetsons movie at the same time, and George O'Hanlon was very old. The voice of George Jetson. He couldn't see, and his sweet wife sat next to him and read him the lines, and he would parrot the lines into the microphone, right? And he literally, according to the director, Gordon Hunt, who has also since passed away, Mr. O'Hanlon was saying, Jane, how do you stop this crazy? And it was that fast. He had a stroke, and he was gone. And so they had called the paramedics, and George Jetson passed away right in the studio, literally doing what he loved to do. So it was a pretty interesting story.
I know that story because Andrea Romano told it on Talking Tunes.
Talking Tunes, yeah. And that's probably, my career just did the same thing.
Well, yeah, you bring up directors. I mentioned Andrea Romano. I feel like
Sue Blue. Sue Blue. My favorite director is Phil Asia. And we love Andrea.
Sue.
That's 2 levels. It's just like fingerprints. Anyway.
The role of a voiceover director is something that I feel like still to this day, there are documentaries, there are podcasts, there's so much more exposure to the very crucial role that they play in such.
Absolutely.
Well, we
I stand on stage with the director.
one of the great directors right now.
Well, that's very kind. I'm now, there's a new iteration of Ninja Turtles coming out fall of this year on Nickelodeon, and I'm the voice director on that show, which is a pretty interesting experience.
What a shock. This guy,
I know, I can't, no nepotism here.
Well, we've lived long enough now, and what is so delightful, as a lot of you may know, I was Raphael when virtually all of you were very old. And 25 years later, I got to be Donatello on the latest iteration of the show, right? And I was almost the beautiful thing about this gig, I was almost a victim of my own ageism, because when I got a call to audition for it, I said to my agent, do they know who I am? And not out of arrogance, but as you know, there have been a number of iterations of that show that have had nothing to do with the original 4 actors who did the first iteration, right? And I get that. Every producer wants to put their own stamp on it. That's fine. It's an evergreen franchise, pun intended. So they said, oh no, they know exactly who you are. They know you're Pinky, they know you won an Emmy, they know you're Yakko, they know you're Raph. They just think you might be good for their version of Donatello. What never occurred to me, because our gig isn't about this. So people don't see us age and go, wow, there's Rob Paulsen. I remember when he was in. But all the people who are now in the position of power and making all these cartoons grew up listening to everything we've ever done. So they said, God almighty, if I ever get to work on a show, I want to have Maurice LaMarche and Rob Paulsen on it. Do you think Rob would read for my vision of what I want from Donatello? And I did. And I got the freaking job! At 55! And it didn't matter one lick to the producers. So I learned a really valuable lesson. And it is that it's not about this. It's about the heart. It's about the, developing the characters with really good actors. It's about voice acting. Not voice acting, it's voice acting. And that's what it's about, right? So what a wonderful thing to learn. It's really cool.
Now that you're directing, what directors that you've worked with have you found yourself drawing on for how you do the
Andrea and Gordon Hunt.
Gordon Hunt.
And we've all worked with Ginny McSwain and Sue Blue and Chris Zimmerman and
Phil Issue.
all really gifted people. But Andrea and Gordon Hunt, I have to say, and Andrea was Gordon's protege. And Gordon Hunt passed away just 2 years ago, but was the guy at Hanna-Barbera forever.
And by the way, Helen Hunt's
Helen's dad.
Yeah.
So good genetics, right? And so, both of them. Gordon gave me my real first shot and first break, big break. And Andrea was working for Gordon. I met Andrea in 1984. She was his assistant.
Snorks?
It was Smurfs, I think. And Snorks was essentially Smurfs underwater. And so, and I was Hachi on Johnny Quest. I'm not that old. I wasn't on the original. And what you don't, Tim Matheson was the original Johnny Quest in the early 60s. And that show was another one that was very inspirational to me. So when I got to say, Sim, Salavision, in the mid-80s, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be Hachi. Shut the front door.